Bayley Seton was the primary local conceived American to be consecrated by the Catholic Church. Conceived 2 years before the American Revolution, Elizabeth experienced childhood in the privileged of New York society. She was a productive peruser, and read everything from the Bible to contemporary books. Despite her high society foundation, Elizabeth's initial life hushed up, straightforward, and regularly desolate. As she grew somewhat more seasoned, the Bible was to turn into her persistent guidance, backing and solace, and she would keep on adoring the scriptures for the remainder of her life. Elizabeth Pick as WLL as Jesu. In 1794, Elizabeth wedded the affluent youthful William Seton, with whom she was profoundly enamored. The principal long stretches of their marriage were glad and prosperous. Elizabeth wrote in her journal from the start harvest time, "My own home at 20 the world that and paradise excessively very unimaginable." This a great time was to be a concise snapshot of natural joy before the numerous passings and partings she was to endure. Inside 4 years, William's dad kicked the bucket, leaving the youthful couple accountable for William's 7 step-brothers and sisters, just as the family's bringing in business. Occasions moved rapidly from that point with destroying impact. A man in distress Pick. Both William's business and well-being fizzled. He was at last compelled to document a request of insolvency and, in a last endeavor to save William's well-being, the Setons cruised for Italy, where William had business companions. Sadly, William passed on of tuberculosis while in Italy. Elizabeth's one relief was that he had as of late stirred to the things of God. The many upheld petitions from darlings by death and distance served to attract Elizabeth's heart to God and endlessness. Jesus Pick. The tolerant and embracing of God's will, the will, as she called it, would be a feature in her profound life. Elizabeth's profound worry for the otherworldly government assistance of her loved ones in the long run drove her into the Catholic Church. In Italy, Elizabeth charmed everybody by her generosity, persistence, excellent mind, and kindness. During this time Elizabeth got keen on the Catholic faith and, over a time of months, her Italian companions guided her in Catholic guidance. Elizabeth's longing for the bread of life was to be a solid power driving her to the Catholic Church. Having lost her mom at an early age, Elizabeth felt extraordinary solace in the possibility that the Blessed Virgin was really her mom. She requested that the Blessed Virgin guide her to the true faith and formally joined the Catholic Church in 1805. At the idea of the leader of St. Mary's College in Baltimore, Maryland, Elizabeth began a school around there. The school had initially been mainstream, however, once information on her passage to Catholicism spread, a few young ladies were eliminated from her school. It was then Seton, and 2 other young ladies who helped her in her work, started plans for a sisterhood. They set up the main free Catholic school in America. At the point when the youthful local area received their standard, they made arrangements for Elizabeth to keep bringing up her kids. On March 25, 1809, Elizabeth Seton articulated her promises of destitution, celibacy, and acquiescence, restricting for 1 year. From that time she was called Mother Seton. Despite the fact that Mother Seton got distressed with tuberculosis, she kept on controlling her youngsters. The rule of the sisterhood was officially confirmed in 1812. It depended on the rules Saint Vincent de Paul had composed for his Daughters of Charity in France. By 1818, notwithstanding their first school, the sisters had set up 2 shelters and another school. Today, 6 gatherings of sisters can follow their beginnings to Mother Seton's underlying establishment. Seton's number 1 petition was the 23rd Psalm, and she fostered a profound dedication to the Eucharist, sacred scripture, and the Virgin Mary. Throughout the previous 3 years of her life, Elizabeth felt that God was preparing to call her, and this gave her incredible bliss. Mother Seton passed on in 1821 at 46 years old, just a brief time subsequent to turning into a Catholic. She was exalted by Pope John XXIII on March 17, 1963 and was consecrated on September 14, 1975 by Pope Paul VI. Her feast day falls on January 4th every year.
పోగొట్టుకున్నవన్నీ నా మేలు కోసం నా ప్రభువు సమకూర్చి దీవించులే. మునుపు సాధించలేని ఎన్నో ఘనమైన పనులు ఇక ముందు నా చేత చేయించులే. మునుపటి మందిర మహిమను మించే రెస్టరేషన్, రెస్టరేషన్. కడవరి మందిర ఉన్నత మహిమే రెస్టరేషన్, రెస్టరేషన్. రెండంతలు, నాలుగంతలు, ఐదంతలు, ఏడంతలు, నూరంతలు, వెయ్యంతలు ఊహలకు మించేటి మునుపటి మందిర మహిమ